Hi there, good morning to you. You're welcome to 2026. I officially welcome you to the year and officially welcome you to the show. My name is Mohammed. This year, President Mohammed says we will accelerate and expand. And so we're hoping that all of us will accelerate with the pace that the country will be towing. President Mohammed has also said that 2025 was quite a satisfying year. For you as the ordinary Ghanaian, was it a satisfying year for you? I see interesting faces in my studio. I'll let you in on who my guests are for the weekly review. But first, let's hear from President Mohammed as he gave us his New Year's message.
As we stand at the threshold of a new year, I come before you with a heart full of gratitude and renewed determination. Tonight, as families gather across our beloved nation, from the shores of Keta to the savannah plains of Bolgatanga, from the forests of the western region to the vibrant streets of Kumasi and Accra, I extend my warmest wishes to every Ghanaian, wherever you may be. A happy new year to all my fellow citizens. Exactly 6 days from now, we shall mark the first anniversary of the sacred oath I took before God and country. It was a solemn commitment to reset Ghana and build together the nation we all deserve. I can confirm that the promise of renewal we made was not mere rhetoric. It was a covenant, and we have begun to deliver on that covenant. 1 year ago, we inherited a nation in distress, an economy on its knees, unemployment crushing our youth, infrastructure crumbling, public trust eroded, and hope dimming in the eyes of our people. We're told that the recovery would take a generation, but I knew something our critics did not know. I knew the resilient spirit of the Ghanaian people. At the dawn of the new year, I stand before you to say our beloved nation Ghana is rising again. We've accomplished a lot together in the past 12 months through prudent management and difficult but necessary reforms. We've reduced inflation from the distressing levels above 23% by the end of 2024 and are hopeful to end 2025 with inflation at single digits of just above 5%. We have achieved relative currency stability and on track to be ranked among the best performing currencies in the world for 2025. We're accelerating economic growth and creating more opportunities for our young people. We've restored business confidence and have seen a significant increase in both domestic and foreign direct investment. We've restored Ghana's credibility with our international partners, successfully completed the renegotiation of our debt obligations on terms that protect our sovereignty while at the same time ensuring sustainability. We're beginning the process of exiting the IMF program with dignity, not as supplicants, but as partners. Our young people are Ghana's greatest assets. We're beginning to see significant growth in sectoral performance. Construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and services are showing very strong growth. This is creating a new opportunity for decent employment for our youth. Infrastructure is the backbone of development. We have begun the rehabilitation of over 2,000 kilometers of roads nationwide. We've restored a consistent supply of electricity and are expanding the rural electrification network to more than 1,000 additional communities. My countrymen and women, Ghana's image on the international stage has been positively boosted by our well-acclaimed reset agenda. This reset involves a new way of looking at things both domestically and globally. Domestically, our reset agenda is seeing a resurgence of faith in our democracy. It is delivering a leaner and more efficient administration. It is yielding greater accountability in government and a re-energized fight against corruption. At the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, I took the advantage of the global platform to share Ghana's vision with the world. The Accra Reset Initiative is a comprehensive framework for the sustainable transformation of our global governance system. This vision will address the inequalities in the current global system and reset it to create greater opportunities for Africa and other countries of the global south. Ghana's call for a global reset will address interconnected challenges of our time, and I'm committed to leading it alongside other world leaders. This is our moment. This is Ghana's moment to lead. To our fellow Africans across this great continent, Ghana's story is a part of Africa's renaissance. The challenges we face are not unique to us. They are the common inheritance of our shared history and the collective responsibility of our shared future. We in Ghana have proved in 2025 that democracy works, that peaceful transitions of power strengthen us rather than weaken us, and that African solutions to African problems are not just slogans but achievable realities. As Ghana rises, we extend our hands to our neighbors and our partners across Africa. Together, we can and shall build the Africa we want. Together, we can prove to the world what is possible when developing nations are given the space and support to chart their own course. We invite the world to invest in Ghana's transformation, not out of benevolence, but out of the enlightened self-interest in a more stable, prosperous, and sustainable world. My dear compatriots, as satisfying as our achievements of 2025 are, they are but the foundation. The architecture of the Ghana we want must now be built on this foundation. In 2026, we shall accelerate and expand. Every child deserves a world-class education. We'll continue digitalizing our schools and ensure every classroom has the tools for 21st century learning. We shall operationalize universal health coverage through the free primary health care program, ensuring that no Ghanaian is denied care due to inability to pay. Through the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, we'll stretch a hand of support to our people suffering from non-communicable diseases. We shall make Ghana food self-sufficient and transform agriculture from subsistence to a thriving commercial activity through mechanization, value addition, and market access. We're working to achieve 30% share of renewable energy in our national energy mix, reducing costs and protecting our environment. We shall deliver social housing through public-private partnerships, and we shall intensify the fight against corruption with no sacred cows. Every CD belongs to the people of Ghana and must be accounted for. We'll implement the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee to make our 1992 Constitution an even greater guide for the consolidation of our democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, governments do not build nations alone. They do that with the cooperation of the citizenry. As we enter 2026, I call upon each one of you. First, our young people. You are not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of today. Take ownership of this reset agenda. Innovate, create, and build. Ghana needs your energy and your ideas and your commitment. To our entrepreneurs and business leaders, invest in Ghana, build your businesses that create jobs and wealth for yourselves and for the Ghanaian economy. I pledge to maintain a conducive environment for your businesses to thrive. Your commitment must be to seize the opportunities that we create. To our civil society and media partners and watchdog institutions, continue to hold us accountable. A vibrant democracy needs your critical voice. We might not always agree, but we shall always respect the role you play in strengthening our nation. To our traditional leaders and faith-based communities, you are the custodians of our values and the anchors of our community. Help us build social cohesion and national unity, and help us nurture the moral fabric that holds our society together. To the public servants, yours is a noble calling. Serve with integrity and efficiency and dedication. The people's trust in government depends on your daily conduct. And to our diaspora community, You are Ghana's global ambassadors. Continue to make us proud wherever you are. When you can bring your skills back home, your resources and network, please do so. Ghana needs you. We are one people with a shared destiny. Whether you voted for me or not, whether you supported the NDC or not, we are all Ghanaians. And this reset is for all of us. There's no NPP Ghana, there's no CPP Ghana, or NDC Ghana. There's only one Ghana. That Ghana our forebears fought for and shed their blood to give us our freedom. Let us reject the politics of division and embrace the patriotism of nation building. Let us disagree without being disagreeable. Let us compete in the marketplace of ideas without treating our opponents as our enemies. The challenges that we face are too urgent, and the opportunities before us are too precious for us to waste our time and energy in needless conflict. I see a Ghana where every child, regardless of their background, can dream and achieve those dreams. I see a Ghana where hard work is rewarded. A Ghana where merit triumphs over mediocrity. A Ghana where integrity is celebrated and where corruption is punished. I see a Ghana where our young people don't have to risk their lives crossing the Sahara or the Mediterranean in search of opportunities, because those opportunities would abound right here at home. I can see a Ghana where our senior citizens live in dignity, and where our sick are cared for, and where our vulnerable are protected. I see a Ghana that is respected on the global stage for the quality of our democracy, the vibrancy of our economy, and the character of our people. I see a Ghana that is a light unto Africa and a beacon unto the world. This is not wishful thinking. This is the Ghana we're building together. This is the Ghana that is within our reach. As we enter 2026, let us move forward together with confidence, determination, and faith. Faith in God, faith in Ghana, and faith in ourselves. Let us build on the foundation we have laid, and let us work harder, let us dream bigger, and achieve even greater things. Let us prove that the promise that inspired our founding fathers and mothers, and the promise that has sustained us through trials and challenges, is not just a promise, but a prophecy that is waiting to be fulfilled. May God bless you all. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. Happy New Year, and may 2026 bring us all the prosperity, peace, and progress that we deserve as a nation. I thank you, my countrymen and women.
Whether you voted for the NDC or not, the reset agenda covers all. The president also says that we want to build a Ghana where merit triumphs over mediocrity. I just wish and hope and pray that this is not just for political talk, that it cuts across every sector of the Ghanaian economy. Well, let's hear from the flag bearer hopeful of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mohammed Baumia. He is urging Ghana to prioritize its peace, especially in a region where a lot of turmoil has been witnessed. Let's hear Dr. Baumia.
A new year gives us a pause and a moment to reflect on where we are coming from, the choices we have made, and the future we still hope to build together with quiet thought and renewed resolve. I know that for many Ghanaians, the past year has not been easy. Parents have worried about providing for their families, and unemployed young people have wondered when the 24-hour economy will provide them the promised jobs. Traders, workers, professionals, and farmers have all felt the pressure in different ways, notwithstanding the improved macroeconomic stability. A lot has happened since 7th December 2024, and I know many of us continue to reflect on it every day. I congratulate President John Dramani Mahama on his first year in office, and I sincerely wish him well in the discharge of his mandate. The Ghanaian people have bestowed a sacred trust on him, and he cannot afford to fail them. I therefore urge him to continue to guard jealously the peace, stability, and unity of our nation. Ghana has always stood out as a beacon in a region that has seen too much turmoil and instability. The foundation President Mahama inherited was solid in many ways. It is imperative that we build on it and not let it slip. I say this because this matters more now than ever. When institutions are politicized, trust is lost. Ghana's democracy must never be sacrificed on the altar of short-term political advantage. There could be no turning back for our nation. Many Ghanaians have expressed concern about the direction of our national cohesion and the strength of our democratic institutions. These concerns should not be dismissed. When citizens begin to worry about the fairness, independence, and consistency, confidence is affected. And when confidence is shaken, progress becomes harder. I therefore respectfully advise President Mahama to focus on strengthening, not undermining, the institutions that underpin our democratic order.
That's former Vice President Dr. Mohammed Bawumia. He's also flag bearer hopeful for the new Patriotic Party. Today is 2nd January, so in about 29 days they head to the polls to elect a flag bearer, a touch bearer for the new Patriotic Party. Who will it be? Will it be Dr. Mohammed Bawumia? Will it be Kennedy Ohene Ejapong? Will it be Dr. Brian Champong? Will it be Educhum, Dr. Educhum? Will it equally be former General Secretary for the party, Kwabna Ejapong? Who will be the touchbearer? It will be quite interesting, especially for us in the media. Talking about that, my colleagues, my senior colleagues, I must say, in the media have joined me this morning as we do a bit of postmortem of 2025, and then we look forward to what will happen in 2026, especially with the assurances given by the President John Dramani Mahama. This morning I've been joined by Elvis Daku. He's managing editor for the News Center newspaper. Audu Mahama is managing editor for the Custodian newspaper, and our very own Ibrahim Alasan. Maybe we have to add Ibrahim Mahama Alasan.
Find somewhere. Yes. The money. The Mahama will bring the money. Once you add Mahama, money will come.
Good morning, gentlemen.
I am a Mahama, but there's no money.
I see you.
I'm a Mahama, but there's no money.
Your money is on the way.
Yes, it's in the pipeline. You know what they say, it's in the pipeline.
You know, Mahama is actually the northern version of Mohammed.
Yes, yes.
And I tell people that when you hear Ahmed, Mohammed, Mahama,
it's all the
Mahamudu,
same. Yeah,
all are the same name.
Yes.
You have to be educating us.
Yeah, Mahamudu is actually Mohammed.
Yes.
Oh,
Mahama, yes.
Oh, I see.
Mahamudu is Mohammed. Ahmed is Mohammed. Mohammed is Mohammed. Mahama is Mohammed.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning, gentlemen. Happy New Year. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
In the new year.
In the new year, yes.
Divine selection.
Yes.
First appearance on TV in the new year is on GHOne TV.
Yes.
That's first appearance in 2026.
That's right.
It's great. It means great effort. I will hope so. It has to be great.
Well, the president says we're hopeful.
President has
the president.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's something it's good that the father of the nation addresses the nation. It's important, at least. He led the nation for the year. He needs to speak to the public to know that, this is what he did and this is what he intends to do in the coming year. So I think these addresses are very important for me. They are very good that we hear from them in the beginning of the year. At least it gives us some hope as to what, some insight into what the government intends to do for all of us in the year. So for me, I'm happy that he has spoken. But I'm thinking that from next year we should also hear from every
it's a
living.
new year. Is it not from next year, but it's a new year.
Every living former president.
Okay.
Because I think that their voices are also very important.
I don't know the last time I heard publicly like an address from former President Kufuor, unless maybe some media has go to interview him. But I believe that former President Kufuor, having been president, living in this country, I think his reflections on even how he thinks the country is doing could also help.
Governance structure.
Yes, President Kufuor, who just left office, speaking to the nation in a new year like this, I think all these things will help all of us.
I think it's something their handlers should take note.
Yes, it's an issue of their handlers. And that's what I'm saying, that I wish that if next year by this time we can hear from the living presidents, even if they are former vice president. See, I think that when we hear from leaders like that, we get a better perspective because they have been in that position and they know the pros and cons of governing a country like Ghana. After governance, they have come back to sit down and watch others also govern. And therefore, when they speak to us and they are able to tell us certain things, how they think things could have gone in certain areas, maybe in their era things they thought they were doing well, but with the benefit of hindsight, they recognize that they could have done it better. And I believe that it would guide the one in power. And then subsequent ones that will come to know that, hey, maybe it's not everything that I'm doing now that I think is right. Because if the former president had said A, B, C, D, at the time he thought everything was all right, but then with the benefit of hindsight and living power, he realized that this happened. I think that it's important that we hear from such important people. And then maybe key policy, people who have established themselves in certain areas of our country, there are people who have served in this country like 30 years in government, in civil public service, and they've made remarkable marks for them, and if they are able to also. So I think that on an occasion like this, in New Year's, we can have more inspiring messages from people who have had public office live for some time. If we heard from the former CDSs that are alive, former IGPs, fire, and all, I think that it will give us a certain mind of us to understand. So that if the man is there that's doing something, we even have an idea that, oh, okay, be an IGP. The former IGPs have said these are some of the issues and challenges they face when the one that is there is facing a similar challenge, it will not be too strange to some of us. So I believe that some of these people are so important because, for instance, we are talking about security, and you hear from the IGP, you hear from the Chief of Defense Staff, you hear from these people, the retired ones, telling you certain things. I think it gives all of us better insight into how we think our country is going. So for me, it's good.
Talking about how the country is going, how would you rate the performance of the NDC 1 year into office? President Mohammed says 2025 was satisfying, looking at the indicators.
Yes, I think he is right to say it's satisfying in the perspectives from where the government think they are doing things. But I'm not sure that it's satisfying for everybody. Because some people, to me, have their views and how they think. But I think generally, I think I'll commend the government from the perspective that when they came in, they decided to look at the country they have inherited. They looked at what the previous government has done. The ones that they believe that are vital to the progress of the country, they kept it, and they decided that they were going to spend within whatever revenues they can generate so that they don't go beyond their expenditure rate. And that has kept indicators in place. I think it's important because a government can come to power and say, okay, I think whatever the previous government is doing, I'm throwing all away and doing things on my own way. And probably by now, it could have thrown the entire nation in a different direction. Though there are certain aspects, there are many things they should have continued, which have not continued. In terms of the economic management, I think that they only continued with what the previous government left. Exactly what the previous government left. And they look at where everything seemed to be doing very well, and they decided, look, if you look at the economy as the president has touted, I think politicians sometimes they give us too much hope. And when they give us that too much hope, when later we are holding them to their own words, then they rather feel that we are being too hard on them. I believe that first year in government, what they've done, you can talk about it, but you should limit our expectations by letting us understand that, look, currently, things are not that rosy. You may see inflation and dollar stabilize. It's good. But the real kind of growth that we need, that can really make people feel that the country is growing, we have not achieved that. So it's more of stability. And I've always told people that it's policies and programs that stabilizes a country or grows a country. And significantly, we're talking about exchange rate stability this year, which everybody is happy about. I am happy about the stability of the exchange rate because at least it's given us a certain relative idea of what kind of prices we can expect in key areas that really hurt us. For instance, fuel, transport, and other areas where we go into the market to buy things. We really have seen that the stability has helped. Whatever policy they are using, it is one of the tools available to a central government, a central bank to use to manage its currency. But I see, I've always drawn people attention to the fact that the deputy governor of the central bank, Dr. Zakaria Momone, on August 6th, had delivered a speech to central bank governors of Africa in London. And what he has said is what everybody should pay attention to. I know the government knows, but they can't openly say it. The entire economy now hinges only on rising gold prices. Everything we are saying, stability, we are getting forests to support the dollar, where government is able to manage it. In everything, apart from policy coherence, that the Bank of Ghana is not saying, let's go here, and the finance ministry is going here, they are all thinking the same direction, which is a credit to the government. Because normally problems happen in economies when the central bank advises that go this way, then the finance minister, for political reasons, our people are complaining, so we want to go this way. Then they are on a different path. But for the first year of the Mahama government, the central bank and the finance ministry were on the same trajectory. That is why we see all the indicators showing in the same direction. So the question is, if tomorrow anything happens to gold prices, truth of the matter is that in the first year, there cannot be any claim of increase in productivity in any sector of the economy. We cannot say that there has been any new big factories that have come up that have absorbed the unemployed youth that all expected job from the government. In the first year, how many of those who were expecting jobs can say they got a job from the government? So there are the real issues are there. But since it's the first year of the government, the first year is like a honeymoon. And once they were able to stabilize the city and make sure that things are a bit stable, you in general as a politician will say that, oh, Ghana is moving on well. But I see when you go deep and you ask the person who is looking for a job and has not found, I'm not sure that the person will agree with the president that everything is well, because for him, he's looking for a job, he's not gotten it. Okay, if the person whose child is in the university but is struggling to pay fees because probably salary increment at his or a workplace has not come, or the one that has come, inflation and utility tariffs that have come have eaten it up. Inflation has come down, but last year we ended up paying about 18% for increment electricity. We are starting this year with electricity 9.8 water. So though you can say that things, electricity is 9, water is 15. That's what it is. It's that. So you see, so for me, I like the tone of the, but my only worry, which I've always cautioned all politicians, is that I see their own ways is what we also use to handle them, and then they are not happy.
That's true.
It's about limiting expectation of Ghanaians. Let us know that, look, right now, our economy is surviving based on rising gold prices. We have not really improved anything in terms of productivity that will help us, that will open the economy up, that will grow the economy. Growth on paper is not growth on the ground. How many companies can say that their profit margins for last year have gone? How many new companies have come in? How many people have been employed? How many parents are complaining about their inability to pay their children's school fees at various places? There's a whole lot. We do health insurance. There are so many sicknesses when people go to hospital, health insurance. So people have individual economies. So most of the time when politicians speak, I say, I agree that your first year was relatively stable. That I agree. But when you paint the picture to look as if everything is rosy and we are just going to jump into 2020 and then the country's growth is just going to be speeding up somehow. In real terms, that is not the case.
Okay.
So when you talk to me like that, by the end of this year, 2026, the person who is still expecting jobs, but the economy has not been able to create a job, the person who is still struggling to pay the children's school fees, the person who has struggle of life, who, based on your promises, thinks that things are going to change overnight and did not change, will now come at you. It's true that you are really for, but the person say, you said 2026, things are going to be better than 2025. So I always say that let's limit the expectation. Let's carry the public along. Let's say that, look, we have managed to achieve some stability, but we know that there are still serious challenges. Yes, there are still serious challenges.
Okay.
I understand that you people don't have jobs. We are praying and hoping that this year we will be able to attract some businesses. Because he said, government cannot do it. The government needs the private sector. The question is, what really has been the state of the private sector in Ghana in the first year of the government? Is that private sector saying that this year they are going to be able to absorb, let me say, 100,000 people across board? We don't even have an employment exchange to determine how many jobs are going to be available. So for me, I'm happy about what he said about, but I just think that the speech went a little overboard. The promise and the hope that he gave us, for me, if I compare to the reality on the ground, I think
there are variants.
Yes, there's a gap, and which will make even his own people may come at him if by the end of this year their expectations are not met. So I think we have to measure.
Let me say good morning to everybody. I read through the president's. I didn't have the opportunity to listen to him, but I read through. I think I was happy with the way the speech was written.
How?
Short sentences, praise, and straight to the point and all that. So the speech was well written, I must confess. I went through it. But it's the content that we are talking about. It's not just about the speech, but what is contained in it. And Elvis President has given us hope. It's the duty of President, he's a leader of this country, to give us hope. And so nobody will be grudging for this. But that hope must be based on some performance that you are taking off from. And as a leader, he has given us hope. We are yet to see whether that hope will materialize in 2026, based on the performance of 2025. Elvis spoke about gold. You know, that's why sometimes when people ideas are better than wealth or something, people just don't understand. If you have ideas and you implement them, you can achieve anything. When MPP came into power, Elvis will know very well, and IB, he will know very well that from Nkrumah's time, independence, our gold reserves was about 8.7 tons. 8.7 tons. He had to take somebody to have this idea that, look, we need to shore up our gold to reserve, so that we'll get the level that will cushion the economy in times of shocks. That's why in 2001 the government started a domestic gold purchase program.
They started in 2022. The launch was
2021, but actual buying started in 2022. And by the time the MPP left, they had moved above 30 tons. About 30 tons, 31 or so.
Yeah,
about 31.
That is for the reserves.
No, the reserves.
Is it the gold for?
I know, because when you buy, they sell some and then reserve. I mean the reserve. As for buying of gold, way, because they are sold more than 100 tons. But what I mean is the reserve that we had, 8.7, move up to about 31 tons. That's how much government was able to accumulate in 2 years. And this government, when it came, was able to build on that. And that's how government proceed. If that project had not started, if nobody had the idea of accumulating the gold, I'm not sure the increase in gold prices would have even benefited us much. Because at the time that this thing was done, gold market was about 1,700 dollars per ounce. As we speak now, it's way above 4,000 per ounce. So that is really what is holding this economy, Ghanaian economy. Because of the reserves that we are building, we are able to sell and get some foreign exchange. That's basically what is holding this economy. Apart from that, I do not see anything that we have done to generate the income or the necessary income that will propel this economy. So if God perish the thought, if something happens and the gold prices drop, we are going to be in serious trouble. That's why people are talking about we need to build the reserves. We need to build the reserves more. And also build our, how do you call it, our, not just the gold, but the, Elvis, for this thing, the money that we keep out there, what's it?
The
foreign reserves. In terms of money, the dollar term. We need to build reserves, international reserves. We need to build that one too. Because if we don't do that, anything happens. Look, Elvis has a friend who is basically reduced as a world president, who has this.
Mention his name now.
Donald Trump, who is not stable. He's never been stable in his mind. He's done two things in this world that probably helped this country. Look, his tariff system and all that has actually, even though we thought it was, has actually helped. That is why more people are buying gold to store. And that's what is helping this country. And again, he has stopped people from engaging in some needless wars. If you look at his threats, you remember when Israel launched some few, this thing in Iran, some few missiles in Iran, gold prices went from 50, within 24 hours, I said gold, oil, from $60 per barrel to over $80 per barrel within 24 hours. Because of that. And that is why our D-levy was delayed. That's why we didn't, when government even passed the D-levy, they did not implement because of the things. But Trump, within some few hours, was able to stop it, and it went back to stabilize. And as we speak, it's below $60 per barrel. At the year 2024, it was averaging $73 per barrel. But since this government came, it has not, at least, it has not gone even up to $60 per barrel. So you see the drop. So all these things are helping this economy, and that's why we are doing what we are doing. There's not been, as I said, there's not been any magic at all about these things. But we have the gold. So it is the gold prices that the money we are getting that is helping us. If you look at the stabilization of the city, how might it BOG pump into the system? We're having discussion about whether it was a loss or not. It's not just, we are not saying this is a loss, but this is how much we have injected into the economy. Some people, there's even confusion as to whether it's an intervention or intermediary, something. That one doesn't really matter. What matters is that $10 billion was pumped in to stabilize the city. If we didn't have gold to sell that much, and if the prices had not gone up, where would we have gotten this $10 billion? So really, gold is our trump card. We just pray that we'll continue to have prices that will favor this country. And I understand that even this month, BOG is going to pump in about $1 billion to keep to stabilize. This is an opportunity cost. People have argued that this $11 billion by the end of this month you will be pumping in. You have pumped in. It has helped to stabilize it.
To be 12 billion because December put 1 billion.
Okay, it has not been added. The December one has not been added. That's right. So $12 billion is an opportunity cost. People will say that you have used it to stabilize the city. If you had not done that, and market forces would have determined how our city, if we had not put that money, where will our city be? Where will it have been? What will be the strength of the city if the market forces were allowed to determine this naturally? Now you are pumped in this 12 billion. People have asking, will it have been used to do any other thing other than stabilizing the city? Because if you look at government's own policies that have, what actually brought NDC into power. Look, the major one that has brought NDs to power is the 24-hour economy. We sat here and said that actually gave young people, unemployed youth, a lot of hope. One job, 3 shifts. I'm so confused about that thing. One job, 3 people. Is that not it? Every 8 hours, you shift. In 1 year, did we see that policy being implemented? The last time I saw my brother, Mohammed Yaga, was holding a document on the floor of Parliament and displaying that it was a 24-hour economy bill. Did you hear that? What happened to that bill?
But was it not the same person that government is not going to put in? But I thought the same person said that government is not going to put any money in 24-hour economy.
Yes.
I heard the voice like that also from Parliament.
So it's a legislation. It's a legislation. It doesn't mean
mean that
legislation.
It's a legislation
Okay, but the government is not putting money
even
in.
Legislation, in the whole year, even that legislation was not put in place. The whole year, legislation.
At least you have a secretariat.
You have what?
You have a secretariat.
What has secretariat done so far? If the secretariat has not even been able to draft a bill that should be passed in 1 year, what has it done so far? But what they have done is read to us what the 24-hour economy will need, the amount, $4 billion, right? Even the $4 billion, government was supposed to contribute only between $300 and $400 million to rate. What is government's contribution so far to that? And even the rest of them are $3.6 billion. It's coming from the private sector. Is it the state is coming from the private sector? Where is the private sector that is booming that will be able to generate this money? Where exactly? Is it? Yeah. Where is that private sector that is booming? When you are increasing electricity prices from the private sector, when you are increasing water prices, tariffs, you are increasing electricity tariffs. Where is a booming private sector that will provide that? So the 24-hour economy, where people voted for this administration to get jobs, the jobs are not there. On one hand, we've been able to stabilize the economy. We've stabilized the CD. Prices are relatively moderate. That is a good thing. But the flip side, if all these things are down, people do not have jobs, they don't have money, purchasing power is not there. And that's why some people say that you go to the market, some prices are down. They are down not because of anything, because people do not just have money to buy them. So if you are a businessman, you go and sit the whole month, you don't sell. It make business sense to reduce your prices. Else, your business may rot. Yeah. So that is part of the problem. Now, 24-hour economy, as I said, we have not seen anything yet. Now, it is a 24-hour economy that people, the hosts were in John, that it would generate the jobs. It's not started 1 year. Even the bill, as I said, has not even been done. We have done many bills with the certificate of urgency. Government did not see this as important to do it quickly. Now, we're talking, apart from that, the other one that brought this is in the same area of jobs, the CODES program, 1 million.
Yeah, the 1 million CODES.
Yeah. What has that come to? How many people have you trained in the 1 year? Because the CODES 1 million is supposed to be the 4 years.
Yeah,
4 year
program.
4 year program. 4 year program. We are done with 1 year. How many people have been hooked on, have been put on this CODES program? How many?
They now have an administrator. They are appointed.
You see, setting up office and this in 24 hours you can do that too. Appointment. To appoint somebody as CEO or a coordinator, that one you can do it within 24 hours. But what has the coordinator, the administrator done so far?
The administrator was appointed late 2025.
So the whole year.
You mean 1 million CODES program was administrator?
Yes, they have. They have
the telecommunication ministry or NCO run that program.
Yes.
But it's under.
So they have an administrator for that.
For that project. Jobs. It's also more creative.
I'm not.
No, we are creative.
I thought it's a Ministry of Communication project that once the finance
they will supervise it. They will supervise it.
So it is the ministry is supervisory
ministry.
But because it's a major government intervention, they
have
an administrator.
Creating a secretariat for it. Wow. Like free SHS had a secretary, even though there was a minister for education. So it's the same thing. I do not have problem. It has even created one job. At least you have a CEO. Even though the CEO has not created any job, a job has been created for him. So that is it. the CODES program is supposed to. So averagely, we're supposed to have at least 250,000 people.
Yeah, if you are doing 4 million.
If you are doing 1 million in 4 years,
1 million.
250,000 people should be hooked on, to be put onto the program, should be trained. We have not done anything yet. So 2026, are we going to do 500,000 when we have not even started? Where is the funding coming from? There was zero allocation to that program from governments. Private sector, again, is to take care of that. Majority of it is supposed to be taken up by the private sector. Where is the private sector going to get resources? Is it trivial enough to be able to do this? That's the question. Now we come to the major one. That one is the big push. The big push is supposed to be $10 billion.
Yes.
Now, if you look at $10 billion at this rate, and you are saying it's always, the rate keeps on changing, the exchange rate. If you even take it at 10 cedis to a dollar, the 10 billion is going to be 100 billion Ghana cedis. So, year 2, government has, first year, they allocated some 13 billion cedis. That money, even the disbursement of the 13 billion was subject of debate on the floor of parliament as to whether the 13 billion was released. In the budget, they said appropriation, 10 billion was put aside for some. So the 13 billion in 2026 budget, they are adding another 30 billion. That would be what? 43 billion. Yeah. And your government says that big push projects, they put in 63 billion. So that was total confusion. IB was around when this budget was being debated and being approved. How do you spend something that is not budgeted for? Because even your budget up to the end of 2028, 2026 says that $43 billion, and yet government says that billion cedis, sorry, and yet government says that they have given contracts worth 63 billion.
They could give contract, but they haven't paid. It doesn't mean that they have paid. They might have signed the contract, but they've not released the money.
So where is the money to pay the contract?
So it means that they'll be paid. They won't pay all at a go. They'll give everybody small.
Of course, that's
so that each year they'll give you small.
But that's a problem. If you have budgeted 2 years, 43 billion, and you said you have awarded 63 billion.
So the 43 billion will be shared.
The $20 billion.
The
gap is $20 billion. Hey, sorry, why do I keep on mentioning dollars? 20 billion cedis because
but the projects are not going to be completed in 1 year. Some of them are 2-3 years.
I know that.
Maybe if your project is 10 billion, they may give you 2.
Yes.
Somebody's own maybe 5 billion, give you 1.
Yes.
So they don't need all the 63 billion.
No problem.
So that one it could be just how they explain.
I am talking of expense. You don't spend some. You are saying that these are projections.
Yes.
But they said they have already awarded, right?
Yes. Award doesn't mean you have released the money.
I know that. You have awarded.
Yeah.
63 billion.
Yes.
That means the budget is 43 billion.
For the 2 years.
For the 2 years.
Yes.
So what you are telling me now is the budget will go beyond the 2 years.
Yes. The contract will go beyond 2 years.
So they have made.
So by the next year,
they get that's fine. So even that one, if you have even the 43 billion allocation may be a problem, a challenge. Because if you budgeted in your first year, you said 13 billion. Even the 13 billion, you were not able to get money to disburse it. Now you are saying that in your second year, you are going to you are allocating 30 billion. How expansive, how has the economy grown to the extent that 13 billion you will not be able to release, but the second year you'll be able to release cumulatively?
No, what you are saying is what has happened to all our projects. That is why our projects we don't do variation and pay more. So we award all the contract like this, and then we expect that the budget money will come. When it doesn't come, and then the people get to stages where they present their certificate for payment. Now, if you are not able to pay, then the projects lose.
Yes.
So that is the same
that is the problem with the
budgeting.
That's the problem with the budgeting. I am saying that you do projections based on the revenue that you get. Budgets are based on revenue projections.
Yes.
So you cannot project something.
That has, like Elvis said, that has always been the norm.
No, it cannot be. But we cannot continue that way.
If you say we shouldn't continue,
we cannot continue that way. That with later projects all along across the country, there's no money to complete them. Why don't you make projects, allocate to projects that we can finish and continue. If you do this, the projects are littered all over the country. The governments come, they don't continue, and the projects are there rot. That's not the way to grow an economy.
Okay.
I am saying that, so that's a major challenge. So the final one, before I come, Almighty Galamsey. What is the state of Galamsey today? I've gone through this. I do not think that I saw something on Galamsey in the president's speech. Nothing. Nothing. Virtually nothing. So this was a major issue, campaign issue in 2024. Nothing. So what president would have given a progress report, how far government has gone, how the status of Galamsey, how government has been able to fight it, whether they will be able to improve or...
But you know, this was a New Year, not a State of the Nation address of a sort. It's just a New Year wish to you, the Ghanaian.
He actually said what government achieved in 2025.
Well,
achievement.
He gave a few pointers.
But State of the Nation will come on January 7th.
Oh, don't worry. You see, you people, I mentioned these 4 issues because of the way government put priority on them. So if your major issues that you have come to power with, you've not tackled them, what are you really doing? I mentioned Galamsey because Galamsey, we also what happened in 2024 about Galamsey. It was a major issue. So I was expecting the president to touch on it. We say that this is how far we have gone, and this is what we want to do in curbing the menace. I didn't see that. You are now telling me that I should wait for State of the Nation address. That one I know it will be there. That one I know it will definitely be there. But if you are looking at giving this thing, you have given us important issues that you think that were worthy of note.
Education, health,
and all that.
Agric.
Education. He said all sectors. Education. My own brother, Haruna, said they were going to employ 50,000 teachers. And 10,000 non-teaching staff. Has that been done in 2025?
Said they were going to.
They were going to. In 2025.
But you know,
he
didn't give timelines to it.
Yeah. He did. He said,
he said they were going to.
No. You see,
no.
It's not about process start. He said we will employ. You want me to read the story too?
No, but you see, once the process starts,
I think what I would do is it's in their own ways.
I guess them.
I did not, because it's part of employment.
In their own ways.
Because you said that 50,000 teachers will be employed in 2025. Are we in 2025?
No, we're in 2026, unfortunately.
So if I said that, where are the 50,000 teachers being employed? Based on your
germane question.
So that one should also come in the State of the Nation.
Yes,
that they be employed or not employed.
They all come, my brother.
Non-teaching staff, 10,000.
Well, but I don't have answers, so...
Yeah, so these are the issues. Look, let me conclude by saying that, look, everybody, because of global issues and all that, I think the current global issues are favoring this government. And they need to, based on that, work on it and then show that we take off from there. I have been saying that, look, fuel prices, everybody will attest to the fact that fuel prices are relatively good for all of us. What is it? Inflation is good. Even though I still see some prices rocketing.
Interesting about the inflation is that things that are Ghanaian, the ones that we produce here, the prices are not going down.
No, they are not going up.
They are going up. But it's the imported items that you realize that.
So that is why.
Yes.
That is why in previous.
No, but the inflation is not only. It should not be only about the FX.
No, you're saying that the things that have been imported. That's what I'm saying. Is because of
that's what I'm saying. That so the inflation going down as an issue because the local produced goods we are not seeing a decrease.
If you look at
but the imported one because of the FX, that one we feel.
But you see that one too. I think that one is also good. That's why the government did what they did by bringing down the interest rate injection, because most of the inflation was imported. Imported inflation. Now they'll be able to stabilize and eventually stop that a bit. So that is good. I'll give it based on the monies that we put in the system. That has solved a problem, and that is good. But you see, what has it done to the private sector? People are producing. What have we done to the private sector for them to compete favorably? Because what we are importing, we are giving market to the foreign countries. We are even giving jobs to the foreign countries. if we don't produce locally and sell at a competitive rate, our industries will not grow. And that's where jobs are. If they don't grow, jobs are not created. So that's a major problem government will have to look at in 2023 by looking at what measures we put in place 2026 for us to ensure that industry grows, there will be expansion, and to be able to employ the people the teeming youth that we are talking about, the unemployed youth that we are talking about. So government needs to look at that, and so that is it. This is in short. Is what I have to say.
Well, so let me start from where he ended. I think what Haruna said was that the recruitment was contingent
on financial clearance
from
the finance ministry, and then validation from the but he also added that validation from the Auditor General.
I'm all for taking people on for their pronouncement. That's why I provided context, so it is in full, so that nobody will sit somewhere and say that.
No, I'm not blaming Haruna. I'm saying the government.
The way you put it.
Okay,
like
sorry. No, it is not the minister who employs, who actually does. It is government availability of resources to be able to.
That's why he said it was contingent.
Green light.
Exactly. Okay, I understand.
He said it was contingent.
He based it on because that was government policy anyway. So he was only telling us what government intended to do.
The plans of government.
The plan of government. So he only put it out. Yes. I'm mentioning it because he mentioned it. He's the education minister. He mentioned it. But that unemployment of the 50,000 cannot be put on his neck because he is not the keeper of the exchequer. You can call the exchequer. That one.
So yes. So what that said. So back to the president's address. I think yes, it's a requirement, and he indicated that in 6 days, today in 5 days. He will be exactly 1 year in office. And of course, we'll have the opportunity to assess his full year as well. Usually I agree that first years are for honeymoons, right? But because of how he approached his second coming,
it could not be a honeymoon.
This year could not have been a honeymoon, right? Because he said even before we went for the election, he had his cabinet list ready. And he indeed formed his government in record time with the help of Parliament, right? And so we did not expect him to be on a honeymoon. Now, is it a good time for the president to address the nation? Yes, the goodwill is there. It's very heavy, it's thick, right? The indicators are good, regardless of how you look at it. See, the indicators are beautiful. He related to the fact that from 23% of inflation, we're doing 6.3%. That's remarkable, regardless of what Dambalis you want to do with us. It's a fact. Now, look at the exchange rates. As of December last year, we're doing a bit over 14 Ghana cedis per dollar. We are doing a bit above 10 Ghana cedis per dollar. That's remarkable. No ifs, no buts. For the first time since redenomination, we are going to record an appreciation of the Ghana cedi against its major trading partners, specifically the dollar. For the first time since 2007. That's not. Yeah, I tell you, since redenomination. Let me explain. So,
I don't get that.
Okay, let me explain. Week in, week out, day in, day out, month in, month out, the cedi appreciates and depreciates. At the end of the year, when you net it off, the cedi never appreciates. At the end of the year, never appreciates against the dollar. But this year,
last year,
week in, week out, day in, day out, month in, month out, the cedi appreciates, depreciates. But given the quantum of the appreciation, when you net the average, at the end of 2025, the cedi will actually appreciate against the dollar. It means the dollar by end of the year will lose value against the cedi for the first time since the denomination. And it's projected to be around 38%. That's no fluke, right? I agree, and I'm on all fours with the fact that the gold has everything to do with this. But you see, that's why policy matters. A structure was created because this was the first time we were mining gold in the country. In fact, under John Mahama 1, we were still mining gold in the country. But gold was not used in the way that it's been used today. That's a fact. We had
leveraging.
Oh, I'm coming. We had PMMC.
Yes.
We had PMMC.
But we're not leveraging on the gold as we had doing.
We had not created an innovative structure as we have done with the gold board structure. And that is a fact. That through policy, we have created a structure that's an innovation that now says Ghana will determine what it does with this gold. You cannot buy gold from artisanal miners and export without first selling it to gold board. This is the first time we have created such a structure. That is a fact. Yes, concerns about losses and what have you, but I've always looked at it from this angle. And off record, we were talking about that. I would relate it to it. Over 12 billion, we are told, dollars pumped in to shore up the city. Like I've said, it's a tool available to every central bank. And central bank is clothed with the power and the responsibility of monetary policy.
And managing the currency. So, under Akufo-Addo, the central bank pumped in money. The concerns were that those were not sustainable tools. And everybody knows that. They are pumping in dollars to show up the currency. It's not sustainable. But everybody also knows that it is not an illegality. It's a tool available and you deploy it as and when, based on prevailing circumstances and your own calculations. See, the former governor of the central bank, Dr. Dufo, Dr. Dufo said that as a governor of the central bank, you are as weightier, you are as good, you are as relevant as the weight of your currency. So if you are a central bank governor and you sit there and your cedi depreciates to the extent that it becomes valueless, you are as valueless as the currency you are managing. So therefore, there are tools available for you to use. Now, many people have, and I would relate it to that as well, christened the intervention to mean wastage. Really, how can that be wastage? So here's the thing.
No, when you do that, people think that...
No. I'm saying I related to that to say that it's not waste.
Okay.
Oh, but of course. They are aware of what you said. Okay. It cannot be waste. Here's the thing. People import things into this country. Be it raw material for the pharmaceutical industry, many other things they import. Now, if we are to import, you need dollars. Because the dollars basically is the world currency, right? Now, how do you get the dollars? You can go to the open market and buy it. Or you fall on the central bank. That's how come there is interbank exchange rate. So the Bank of Ghana will sell these forex to the conventional banks. When you go there and apply and you're able to convince them that you need the money for this import, then your conventional bank will then sell the dollar to you at a rate. Usually the rate is higher than the interbank rate. But the interbank rate is what is used for government transactions. Now, what the central bank does by way of pumping the money in, it will sell dollars and make money in return, cedis. How is that a loss? If you talk about the amount at which, the rate at which it's being sold, then I get you. But that's why there's interbank rate. So if today I go to the port to clear my goods and the duty is pegged in dollars, guess how much rate will be used? The interbank rate that will be used
will apply. That's
what will apply, not the Aboti rate.
But the business people don't get the interbank rate.
No, the point I'm making is that when you are doing government transactions,
it's interbank.
Exactly. And that's how come when they tell you that gold board has, or the central bank has made losses, it's because of the rate at which, say, the gold board buys the gold. Of course, the conventional rate is always higher than interbank rate. If you go to Aboti, it's obviously higher. If you go to the Forest Bureau, which is legal, obviously it is higher than the interbank rate. But it's always by a percentage point above. So if the interbank rate is 12, when you go to Forest Bureau, you expect to get 12 point something more. So today the interbank rate is 10 point something. When you go to the Forest Bureau, even if you get it at 11, it's better than before. Is that not the case? So look at the opportunity cost. The central bank has intervened. As a result, prices have stabilized. The dollar has depreciated against the cedi. Some losses, of course, will be recorded if you are exporting things from this country. The amount of dollars you will get, when you bring it back and convert into cedis, you will get less than how much you got, say, in 2024. That's a fact. But if you are also importing raw materials, it means you will need less cedis in exchange for the dollars, right? Yeah. So in the long run, we expect prices of goods, services, and products to reduce in the long run. And trust me, there are people who are bearing testimony to the fact that some prices have dropped. Even in cases where prices have not dropped, they've not been increased over a long period. That's where inflation comes in. Inflation means prices will increase all the same. But the rate of increment is what we say is 6.3% as compared to 23% in 2024. So what I say is that the president has every reason to give Ghanaians hope based on these indicators that he enumerated, right? But the hard work will be this year. I agree that there's nothing about the 24-hour economy that has been concretized. And that's concerning. And so Guzitano and his team and all the sectors in charge should ensure that the flagship promise of 1 job, 3 shifts, and that's the 24-hour economy, is implemented this year. Because this year, I'm not sure anybody will take any excuses, right? For first year, yes, the groundworks were being done. The T's were being crossed and I's were being dotted. Yeah. I have been to no less than 3 engagements at the Bank of Ghana, because that's where the Secretariat operates from.
Which one? The 24-hour
economy, yes, that's where it operates from.
Oh, is that so?
Oh, yes.
BOG? Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
Why but BOG of all places?
Oh, but see, you didn't hear the central bank governor say that the 24-hour economy is tied directly to the economic emancipation of this country. If it's implementation, right? So, I don't see why this is even be an issue. That
I'm not saying an issue.
Which better place than the Bank of Ghana, anyway?
So
I thought it would be a Minister of Finance or Minister of Labour.
Same. The central bank, and then the finance ministry work together, as you mentioned.
Labor relations.
So I expect that, of course, and we're told banks were signing up, other development partners were signing up. We had actually, allocated a hub, more or less like an industrial hub for 24-hour economy, because there's Grow Ghana, there's Feed Ghana, there's Build Ghana, and many other things that ought to be done. Like I said, this is the year of the implementation of 24-hour economy. No ifs, no buts, because the president has a legacy term, right? After this year, the president has 1 year, 2027. 2028 is an election year. Nobody will pay attention to anything in this country. That is a fact. Now, with that said, I'm not sure that the president was wrong in giving us confidence. What was paramount in what the president said was that it doesn't matter whether you voted for him or not. The reset agenda should cover you. And I like what the former vice president said. He said, Ghanaians have entrusted the destiny of this country into the hands of President John Dramani Mahama. The least we can do, and he said it, is to pray that he succeeds. And I dare add, support him to succeed.
Yeah.
Elvis talked about policies that had been implemented by the previous administration that were being continued. That's how governance should be. Tomorrow, if we wake up and there are 200 factories that have sprung up, I'm not sure a party ID card will be inspected before you get a job. Or if as a result, price of goods and services drop, when you are going to buy, they will see that because you are CPP.
Be segregated.
That's the point. So, as much as we need a stronger opposition, we equally, as a country,
need a stronger economy.
That's it.
That's it. Hey,
you missed her. I know. She'll be back next week.
I am actually interested in this 24-hour economy because of the potential it gives to job creation. But I'm also worried about resources that will stimulate that area. Look, the private sector participants, they are supposed to be given some incentives, right?
Yeah.
to be able to operate. First of all, government will have to give them maybe electricity, reduction and all that. Yes. You have to give them incentives. By giving them those incentives, you should know that you are also going to lose some revenue. Right?
Oh, yes.
It is the same private sector that will have to grow. You give them the incentives to grow, to be able to generate and even support the economy, 24-hour economy, to create the jobs. So if you don't have money, if we give the incentives and there's no revenue, to be able to support the private sector, will the 24-hour economy succeed? So all depends on the growth of this economy. Sure. What do we do to grow this economy to be able to support the private sector? I've been talking about private sector, because that's where all this is hinged on. The private sector is being the driver of this whole process. So if the private sector is weak, it's not competitive. What are all this inflation that is coming down and all that? What is the...
Oh, the tax reforms were for the private sector. In fact, just yesterday, the finance minister indicated that just the reduction, first of all, the scrapping of the e-levy, the COVID levy, is putting over 6 billion Ghana cedis into the hands of businesses and individuals, because they ought to pay, they are no longer paying. That's money for the private sector. The VAT, the corporate...
How did it become money for the private sector? E-levy is money that I am paying.
I'm talking about
COVID levy. How?
I'm talking about COVID levy.
Was COVID levy generating 6 billion a year?
Oh, he's indicating.
No. That cannot be right.
It cannot be.
But that's the finance minister.
But we know how much
how much
COVID was generating a year.
For how many years was it implemented?
I'm saying that.
For how many years was it implemented?
You are saying
you are tying everything down to 1 year. For how many years was COVID levy implemented?
On the flip side of it,
that's what the finance minister is relating to.
Government is also losing that money.
So you are,
not too worried about that. But the money the minister argues is going back to the private sector,
but even
and businesses and individuals who were paying it, so they could deploy certain resources to do other things.
But
the corporate tax.
The challenge is, will there be physical
the COVID
cash?
levy was passed on to me. If it's removed, how does it become money for the private sector? The companies pass on the money to the consumer. So if the consumer is not paying, how does it become money for the private sector?
Because they don't pay.
We shouldn't be.
It's like the private sector was operating in isolation. See, like I said, he said for individuals and business. Oh gosh.
See, no, if you talk about individual, I agree.
Individuals and business.
I'm talking about private sector.
Guys, let's not talk over each other.
Okay. So the point I'm making is that the VAT reforms and tax reforms that have been implemented, right, including the corporate tax that has been reduced and many other
taxes have increased anyway for the same private sector, the banks and all.
No, forget about the increase. We are talking about the reduction.
We are talking about the reduction and the reforms. They are expected to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. We'll be here a year after, right, to evaluate the impact.
That's it.
Not two ways about it.
Look, Lily, I am interested in the private sector because, look, government, how many people will government be able to employ? So I'm always talking about the private sector. What do we do for the private sector to thrive? That's a critical issue. This thing about 6 billion and a half packets of the private sector or the business that you talk about, they pass on it to us. And I think that money, that COVID levy for me, it was a campaign promise that they should not have started in the first place. Look, President is talking about, in fact, the bill has been passed. In fact, the act even assented to, right?
Yeah, he's assented.
The primary Mohammed case.
Yeah, Mohammed case.
The Mohammed case is going to take off some communicable disease and all that. Why don't we allow this COVID levy to be channeled through that fund? They create a fund for that sector, the Mohammed case. Why don't we? Now we are going to take part of NHIS, which is already not enough. We are going to take part of it to take care of Mohammed case. So sometimes we politicians, we talk, we give promises, and the promises do not help us. They do not help even the state, not even government, but they don't. If this COVID levy have been channeled, keep it and put it to the Mohammed case to take care of the diseases we are talking about, because they've added a lot of diseases that were not being taken care of, right, by the health insurance. So that's good. But where is the money to fund the program? If you had kept the COVID levy, channel it to that part, I'm not sure anybody, because it is MPP that brought it anyway. I'm not sure MPP it will be reasonable for MPP to say that no, don't put it there. In fact, some people have even suggested it from MPP within MPP that this is what you should have done, and now it is gone. We are going to look for more resources to set up to cater for Mahama case.
Of course, that amendment was done to the National Health Insurance.
Yes, that's why I'm saying that's why some part of the money exactly.
But see, when government comes to power,
yes,
on the back of a number of promises, that government, the least it can do is to fulfill those promises.
Yeah, for political reasons.
Exactly, because that's why they voted for you in the first
I
place.
understand. But that's why I said the promises that we do
the issue we are having in this country is that we are allowing tax policy to become a political tool. And that is what is hurting all of us. Okay? The point is that there's no country where people don't pay taxes that the country can develop. Anybody will tell you, UK's taxes are some of the highest. Every advanced country you go to, when people take their pay slip, their biggest cry is how much they have paid in taxes. We all are yearning for Ghana to make progress. When a tax is implemented and we turn it to politics, and then we come, NPP came and scrapped plenty, and this has scrapped plenty. Yet we are all dreaming that the country should make progress. Where is government getting the government? Government is not a business. Government depends on taxes, okay? Depends on loans and grants, okay? And whatever it makes for natural resources to develop the country. So if we are making tax policies political, then our progress as a country, we should forget it. Because then we are pushing governments governments are making it difficult for themselves to deliver. Because you're saying the amount of money that government has lost now by the scrapping of COVID, e-levy, and the rest. The truth of the matter is that if those promises were not made, by now, government money to do a lot of projects in their own manifesto would have been available. As we speak, a lot of the major policies they want to implement is going to be money. As Alaji was talking about big push. Now they are even roping some of existing projects and a big push. Because those one, foreign funding is already there. And we lost the funding curtailed or suspended because of the DDEP. Now, we have signed almost a contract with almost all the countries now, so those fundings are going to come. We are a country that is broke, and that is something we must all accept. We are a broke country. We must all come to a point where we say, this revenue, whether we like it or not, we may not like it, but it is good for something. As I said, e-levy, if you ask me, I've always argued that you may not be happy that they are taking it directly from you. But see, the world is going through a serious digitization that we are following. If we are saying e-levy, we are dedicating it to only anything digitization. And we say government should use the money.
For instance, the coding.
One, every employee in government office, we want to stop using paper. So we are going to dedicate them to do a crash course training for 6 months or 1 year over the weekend for every public sector worker. You either fit in or you are sacked out. So that now we stop using paper and everybody will do everything online. And that we are using that money to train all those people. If we say that as part of that money, the fintech fund that has been promised, we are going to take part of e-levy to set up the fintech fund so that the fintech ecosystem has fund to expand. The Codex program would have been funded by that program. That money, we could have decided that we are going to build tech hubs across Ghana. Like we go to Circle where we all go to fix our phones and laptops. Government goes to say, all the other buildings, I'm buying it. I'm building a big tech sector there. Where when you come, the underground is a car park. And all those people who are working there, everybody now have a standard office. That is part of the employment creation, and that's why we'll begin to look at people. So see, sometimes when we make tax policy politics, it comes to hurt all of us, and we all go and vote against tax policies because we think we are going to be free. But unfortunately, we are not free because we want to be like Singapore, Malaysia, and the rest. It is money that we need to do it. So when every now and then we are voting against tax policies because a party said, if I come, I'll scrap the tax, and we are happy. Yet we will also turn around and go and tell the same politician that, why are you not developing the country? You are the one who went and voted against the sources of revenue for development.
That's what happens
so
everywhere in the world. The US is talking about tariffs. At the point, Trump was forced to say that he was going to give $2,000 directly from the revenue he rigged in from the tariff imposition to send to American citizens. It's a political discussion in the U.S.
So yes,
economic policies
generate the manifest.
No, you see, this is the issue.
Generate the manifest.
I know it's tax issue, but I'm saying that, my point is that, see, if we are all voting for against tax policies, then we should stop expecting the politicians to develop the country. That's my point. Yeah. Because the politician that we are listening to and we are buying the tax policy, when they come to government is not a business. Government is an administrator. An administrator is supposed to be collecting taxes to fix our problems. So if we are voting against tax policies, and then we sit down and say we want the country to develop, where will the money come from to develop the country? That is the question I'm asking. If we are not ready to pay taxes, then we should forget thinking about the country growing. Because the only way we can develop this country is from revenue. Right now, the government, we are scrapping all the taxes. It is hot. It needs money. As I would talk about 24-hour economy. They have told us that they need $4 billion. $4 billion, that is how much? 40 billion Ghana cedis, right?
Yes.
They can't find it. That is why they are not able to do anything about it. The CODES program we are talking about that has not started. If the money was there, government would have started it. They wouldn't start it because there's no money. So you see, I am worried when in elections we decide that we are going to vote against tax policies. And then when the party wins and comes to power, we are the same people who say, why are we not seeing speedy development?
No jobs.
The question is, where from the money? If we are not willing to pay,
if we are not generating the money,
then we
why
can't
do we
develop.
spend?
And that is for me, it's something that we need to have. That
there was a reason
that
why
discussion.
Almost everybody was against.
Okay,
it. You are aware. See,
I was not.
Tax. I was against it,
yes,
and I don't shy away from the fact that I was against it because I don't understand why transferring money from one point to the other should attract tax when, first of all, I've not even spent it, right? So there's consumption tax and there's value addition tax. Two tax lines that we've always known. Then by a dint of somebody's thinking.
Hold on.
You see, so I was against it because I personally stopped sending Momo because of e-levy. And it was a personal
And you're not the only one. There are a number of people who are
but do you know what is happening? Even when you stop, the volume continues.
No.
Do you know why?
Because
bottom line is that, see, that's what I'm saying, that we are pretending, okay? If you are in any advanced country today, okay, and you say you want to transact business, you have no choice than to be doing everything online, right? When you do everything online, do you know that every transaction you do online attracts a charge? In fact, the last time somebody demonstrated, if you use $1 to buy something for 10 times, the charges on it alone has consumed the entire amount. But see, where the world is going, whether I like it or not, it is no longer about only producing something in a factory. The richest company in the world today are all tech companies. So when you are going to digitization, you also have to think about how do you make money out of it. And as I said, and I've said it, I wasn't really against e-levy, but I was against the percentage. Because when I check from all the countries around us that are implementing it, they are all around 0.5%. So to start ours from 1.5 and now come to 1%, I have said that it's a digital transaction money. So the more the volume increase, the more money you make. So I was of the government could have brought it to 0.5 and even 0.2 because as at the end of last year, total transactions exceeded 3 trillion. 3 trillion Ghana cedis total transactions. So assuming government even decide to take 0.2 or 1 of that money, which many people will not feel because 0.1, 0.2 will be very small. I think that is the percentage that was the problem. But
there was an advice how about you impose that tax on the charges that the telcos take from
us. But the charges, the telco still include the charge on you.
No. See, because
that's the problem. We are
there was one telco that was not taking anything. There was
in this country
was not taking anything.
Nah, they're not taking money. Is it still free?
Oh,
it's no longer free. It's a market penetration policy strategy.
They are charging.
Do you understand it? We live in this country and we think that the taxes and all that the companies pay comes from some heaven or some unknown place. The truth of the matter is that every tax that every company pays is the consumer that pays. It doesn't come from anywhere because if you don't buy the produce, Where they get the money? So everything they are supposed to pay and make their profit from it is the person who is consuming the product that pays. So whether you impose that on the charges, the company charges, whether you impose it on their profit margin, wherever you impose that money, the company will find a way of passing it on to the consumer.
Okay.
So I am always worried when people are under this impression that there could be taxes that the consumer will not be the one paying, and that is the company paying. The company has no peswa. He has even gone to the bank to take a loan to start a business. Whatever they are doing is shareholders their money. The shareholders, they do everything possible to make sure that at the end of the year, you even pay any dividend. So why is the company going to get? So if you impose it on the profit margin, whether the total transactions, or whether the profit margin of the company itself or their transaction, it is we the consumers who are going to pay. We need to have this kind of tax education for people to understand that
just
taxes don't come from any unexpected place. It comes from our pocket, no matter where the tax is imposed. Bottom line is that you, the consumer, the one that's going to pay.
Truth.
Look,
so that I can take a quick break.
The tax system. Look, if you are imposing a tax and it is low, minimal, it is minimal, people find it more convenient to pay. But when it's like that, as he said, if the government, the administration then had said 0.5%, I think they held that it went through in passing it will not have happened. And government would have gotten more money, even with the 0.5%. And that brouhaha will not have ensued for people to be reluctant and all that. So government should learn from that. I'm interested in this VAT thing. You know, people will want to pay taxes when they don't realize it, they don't feel it. Look, if you put tax on anything that I buy, some amount of anything that I buy, and I buy it, I will not feel it like if I go and take my pay slip and see that my income tax is taking 30%, that one you feel it. But if I'm buying goods and some small amount is put on it, for government to get
and very often, a lot of us, we don't even check our receipts to see the tax code.
We don't even check.
What you go to eat, they give you VAT system. They just
check the taxes on when you go to restaurant to eat. There's even a tourism levy. If you look at the number of taxes on the food you buy at a restaurant, you know the food could be 20% cheaper than what you have paid.
But you can.
But because it is
not. And even service charges.
Exactly. You don't feel it. So our leaders should learn that. Yes. When they want to bring... Do you know why people don't register business in this country? You go to GHOne, they want to register business. You go and put all the register. They say, even before you start the business, they have to assess you for tax.
When I've not started the
business, then they come and say, they think the whole year you will make 100,000.
So in their estimation,
they are estimating for me 10,000 cedis for the year, and every quarter you have to pay 2,500. And then they determine when you have not even started the business. That is why most people feel that if that's what they'll take me through, I won't register. I have come voluntarily to register a business. Why do you have to assess me for tax? Let me do my work for 1 year and let me file my returns. And then you can base on my returns. So based on the returns we file, we think we can charge you. But in Ghana, it's about this charging you first. Even before you start the business. They don't know whether you have capital or anything. The moment you register the business, you are any part of your capital to start paying tax before the business starts. We should start thinking.
On the VAT, let me just give what out of us put out yesterday. So the COVID-19 levy has been abolished and putting that 3.7 billion Ghana cedis back into the pockets into the pockets of individuals and businesses in 2026 alone. So for 2026, he pegs it at 3.7 billion. Now let me go on. The VAT rate has equally been reduced to 20% to ease the tax burden on households and businesses. Get Fund and NHIL levies are now input and output deductible, reducing the cost of doing business by about 5%. Businesses dealing in goods would now register for VAT only when the turnover exceeds 750,000, up from 200,000. So it used to be 200,000. The threshold 200,000. It's now up to 750,000. Now the VAT flat rate scheme has been abolished and replaced with a unified and more transparent.
That one is only for goods supply.
You know, I get
the 20%.
The 750,000.
Yeah, it's only goods supply. Yes. It's not for standard like us.
But that's they say that businesses dealing in goods.
Yes.
So it's specific.
So goods supply.
Yeah, of course. But you are a service provider, so yours is different. So now altogether, the VAT reforms are expected to return nearly 6 billion Ghana cedis to businesses and households.
Yeah, do you know the problem I have with that?
Okay.
The assumption is that
hold on for me. I need to give him some money.
The consumer. Then that's where the business saves some money. But if the business if the idea is that because government has scrapped it, you must also reduce it. Then it is not the business that get the benefit. It is the consumer who.
I think the market factors will.
Yeah, who will not pay?
Okay.
Who will benefit?
All right. Are you a young entrepreneur, a woman building something remarkable, or running an SME? And ready to expand across borders, then this is your moment. Under the patronage of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and in partnership with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, the Africa Prosperity Network presents the Africa Prosperity Dialogue 2026 under the theme Empowering SMEs, Women and Youth in Africa's Single Market, Innovate, Collaborate and Trade. This all-important African meeting takes place at the Accra International Conference Center from 4th through to the 6th of February 2026. The three-day Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2026 will be accompanied by the Project Afrique exhibition, and the event will also culminate with the Africa Prosperity Champions Awards and gala dinner at the Kempinski Hotel on the 6th of February. Network with leading investors, access real funding, and learn how to trade across Africa's market of 1.5 billion consumers. This isn't just another conference, it's your avenue to continental success. Register now at the africaprosperitynetwork.com, africaprosperitynetwork.com, or you can simply send a WhatsApp to 0536 098325, 0536 098325. Africa Prosperity Dialogues, where business and political leaders meet to drive Africa's single market. I'll be back after this break. Stay with me. It's a lot of spice, a lot of protein, and then there's some what you call it, leaves in there.
You don't like pepper like that, you can't eat it because it's
no,
spicy.
but it's like
It's spicy. Yeah, but it's spicy.
It's very spicy.
For cracker any day.
No, but I don't.
You don't like pepper soup?
I don't like spicy.
No, spicy.
You don't like
But this one is very
like
spicy
lice
because
soup.
of the
Lice soup.
protein.
Yeah. Which protein?
Yeah,
The
all of
spices.
you go.
No, the
and
protein
enjoy.
in there. That's why they
Protein
added
in the spices.
Meat. No, the soup.
the protein in the soup. That's why they add a lot of spices.
Spicy.
So
Have
that
you prepared soup before? Because the way you are
No,
talking,
no,
like,
no,
you don't know that there's protein in the soup.
no. You see, my problem is I don't taste spice. I don't like spicy food because of health issues.
Okay.
But I like light soup.
Oh, okay.
So when you
But
say
not too
pepper,
spicy.
no, not spicy. In fact, don't even mention spicy food. So I don't. I like soup. I take, but the way you are saying it to be spicy, I may not be able to take it.
Yeah.
It will be
I
spicy.
may not be able to take
They'll
it.
do a mild one for you. So
Let-
you should.
let me-
Well,
Mild
maybe we need to.
should
Do
do
some
some
for
mild
people
one.
like me.
Yeah.
We like the
Oh, you
mild
also
one.
take mild
Yeah,
ones?
yes.
I don't like spicy.
We don't take spicy
A
food.
lot.
So I'm sure Jeanette Services is taking.
Yeah.
Organize this, try and
So that
consider.
consider some of us.
My grandmother always say, consider my age.
Exactly.
But
Very, very
they
important.
must pay extra.
Very
That's
important.
free promo for them.
You know?
Very
Yes. Well, we're the media sponsors.
That's true.
Okay. Then you have a lot to do. So
Yes.
it's good.
Anyway, let's look at what we're looking forward to in 2026. Hopefully, we don't get to see the parliamentary chaos.
Oh,
Well,
forget that one.
hopefully we
it will
don't get a rerun of elections. Well, there will be a rerun.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't get to see chaos
Depending
characterizing.
on what the court says.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't get to see chaos characterizing. Hopefully,
That
we
one,
we
don't take it as a prophecy because it will fail. It will happen.
No,
So,
it's a prediction, it's not a prophecy.
Yes, it's a prediction. Yeah.
hey, now, in fact, people are confusing God. Though. I don't know whether they.
Yeah, the prophecy is right.
31st, I missed Dampari, Dr. Dampari.
Why?
He stopped that nonsense on.
Yeah.
That nonsense that they've been doing. People say they've been seeing and all that. And
But
some of
that's-
them
that's-
they don't
that's-
say
that's a
anything about
belief.
Ghana.
No, but that's
What
a
they see is about people dying. Why?
How is calling somebody stupid a prophecy? Have you seen a video of a man of God calling somebody stupid?
Oh, I have.
How is that a prophecy? So we agree that Dampari brought some sanity.
Yes.
They didn't like it. But at least we had our peace of mind.
Now you know they
think as
predicted
a
so
nation we
many
need
people
to go
are
back to
dying.
that
And big
era?
guys,
I
all
think-
big
I think-
guys.
I think
that
some
former
people must be
presidents
there
are
as well.
dying.
Yeah.
Oh, what nonsense is this?
There are some that said, oh, there was some certain president that was going to die. So we didn't see.
They say even a vice president was going to die.
Yeah,
No, they said there
former
was some
president
cloud
were going to
somewhere.
die. Well, maybe they
nonsense?
didn't. You say former president. Maybe they meant the former president's wife. You know, former president's wife died. So.
You are not
That's
president.
their wife.
No, even one
This day as
election,
you go-
even
go
one
for
election
prophecy,
that
you
is
don't have
coming,
to worry
one
yourself
election that
about
is
it.
coming on 31st. We have total confusion.
Yeah, too many prophecies. This one
This
says
prophecy for
I've
this.
seen that a
This one is
particular,
winning.
what do you call it?
I've
particular
seen this
candidate
one
has won.
winning.
Now on the
It's-
back of that,
it's all psyops.
Let's look at what will happen on
Please.
January 31.
Allow people
To
to do their business.
is it
It's a
business?
business.
But I don't know. You don't know
the
the church is
Constitution
business.
allows for rights and freedom.
You don't know the
so-
church is business now in Ghana.
Well, if
So
I know
you
what
mean
the church
you
is.
mean
to
the
a
prophecy
large
is business?
extent.
I say allow people, but why somebody owns the church? Why? What are you talking about?
I
And
hear
none of
one,
them do- and none
one,
of them
I hear
don't
one
work.
church
That's the
said
only
that
way
you
to
sell
make
all
it.
your properties and come and buy
Yeah,
some
Soboro.
sobolo.
Okay.
Sell all your properties and come and do
It's not
come
only
and-
Ghana.
Well, at least I
Everywhere
have
it's
some
happening.
shoes I can sell.
Everywhere.
I'm in love
On that,
with
you
Karl
see-
Marx,
see.
even though I'm not a socialist.
Oh, so you
I
love
am
his
in love.
theory.
So when he
He
says
said
that
religion
religion
is the-
is
It's the opium of the masses. Yeah,
Lily.
it is true. It is
all
true.
Lily.
number of lunacy on is taking place.
Freedom of worship and rights there.
Yes, because
But,
it's a
but,
constitutional
but,
right.
but when whatever you are doing affects me directly, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Many people who travel to Kumasi and were traveling from Kumasi to Accra were greeted
we're
with
in a
trauma.
huge
Were
gridlock.
But the man didn't block the road.
See,
It's
the-
just that cars are flocking to his place. He didn't block the road. So why do you want to blame the people?
I'm from Kumasi. I use the
don't blame
road.
the
I
people.
use the road religiously.
Oh, Charlie.
I've been a victim to this. before, because see, the church is just a stone throw away from the road, and you see the structure.
Which one?
And I'm talking about
the GHOne one.
Second Chance.
The Second Chance, right?
Yeah, that's
which one is the Philadelphia?
That's the name. That's official name.
How many the official name is Philadelphia?
No, the official name is Second Chance.
But where
The
is the
Philadelphia
Philadelphia?
is like the greeting.
It's like an accolade. He uses
Oh, okay.
So when you mention it,
But it's actually the one who said that sell your
correct.
properties and come and get it.
It's
I
okay.
have
It's okay.
not
I get
heard
it.
that.
So
okay.
the point I'm making is that I think moving forward,
You want me to play it for you?
authorities,
Let me look
the
for it.
authorities must ensure that
There's
there's
sanity.
thoroughfare on that lane. Nobody, see, I have nothing against them. Whatever you want to believe in, believe in. See, if it's in my family and somebody tells you that you are diabetic, right, but come for soburubu that has sugar, I, as a logical individual, I will stop you because I have control over you. You are my family member.
Yes.
If you will sit there for somebody to say that your mother might be hypertensive, right, but she shouldn't go to hospital, she should come for a certain concoction, and you allow that to happen, your mother dies. It's your problem. I don't have a problem with you. So me, it doesn't touch me, and I'm not sure to touch me. But the point I'm making is that there should be that thoroughfare where people go and come. That 6 hours, 8 hours gridlock from Accra to Kumasi, which is supposed to be 4 hours. 4 hours is between because the road is terrible.
It's terrible, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't do that to human beings. You can't.
Oh, I don't get to. I used to say people shouldn't go to church.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the police, the MTP, the what have you, they should ensure that at least
There's free flow.
that's the
No,
point.
the road was free flow. The only that too many people were going there, so there were too many cars.
So
There
there was
Lily, let's continue. This guy is engaged in sarcasm. This one is engaged in
Somebody
sarcasm.
organized this event. He didn't block the road. But a lot of people are going to his event.
to
Yes.
patronize.
Have their
patronize. So,
cars.
you see,
So
sometimes-
there were too many cars on the road.
Yeah.
That is
So
not.
sometimes
it's not- it's not
authorities
his
can
own.
meet him and say that because of the numbers you command, how about you move this particular convention
To this side.
To this side. That's common sense.
No, maybe.
No, but
maybe-
he
wanted
No,
to
there's
do
no
it in
maybe.
his church.
It's
No,
his
no,
church.
You're not
It's
getting me.
his church.
I understand
You
it is
wanted
the
to do it
church.
in his
But I'm
church.
saying that we all now know, and I'm sure he knows that it creates a lot of inconveniences, right? So moving forward, how about we do it this way? So it's a win-win for all of
Find
us.
a different location.
That's
the
the
point.
man has a
But-
big place to go
No,
to.
but
Where
which
can
location
he
can
find?
accommodate? Aside the Accra Sports Stadium, which other location? Which was
Oh, he's
occupied
closer
by-
to Koforidua. He's closer to
Alpha.
Koforidua. He's closer to Koforidua.
okay.
There's nothing back to
Where
Koforidua.
is-
There are
where
places.
is the
No,
church?
but-
Oh, it's
but
between.
Koforidua-
Yes,
but
it's in the
Koforidua-
Eastern region.
Oh,
It's
sir,
in the Eastern
I
region,
thought you always been in Ashanti.
No, it's in the
Let's
Eastern region.
leave the
Okay,
churches. Let's talk
Yes,
about government.
let's look at side
That's what
government.
the
Let's look at the
church-
political
they are
arena,
worrying now.
especially for the largest opposition party, the NPP,
Oh.
as they look at electing their flag bearer this month.
Well, I think that, you see, the MPP letting their flag bearer on 31st, it's a process that they have to go through in order to contest the national election. So it's a normal process. And the way the process has gone so far, personally, I think that they are hurting themselves more than they will be helping themselves. Because this is a party that has lost elections massively, and there is so much discontent within the party. A lot of divisions and factions are in the party. And then when they want to lay their next flag bearer with the view of uniting the party to come back and contest and challenge the NDC, that process has now turned very personal and has become like personal attacks. And it's creating more divisions, making more people bitter. So you ask yourself, after the 31st, how are they going to be able to mend all those to be able to come together? I have always said that, yes, a party can be in disarray and still win an election because the people vote on the performance of the government of the day. They don't care about the state of the opposition. But you see, you also need your base to come out for you, for the numbers, before you can win an election. And then people should look at it from this point of view. In 2020, Akufo-Addo had 6.7 million in the presidential elections. President Mahama has 6.2 million. People came out to vote for them. But in 2024, because of all these issues I've mentioned, issues within the party, NPP dropped from 6.7 to 4.4. President Mahama didn't drop, but he also didn't add much. He's all gone up by about 6.3 or 4. So even the vote that the NPP had in the presidential election in 2020 is still higher than the vote that President Mahama used to win the elections this year. But then this year, NPP now you are at 4.4. and NDC is at 6.4 or 6.3, 6.4. Instead of them thinking about how are they going to bridge that gap, they are rather engaging in the kind of personal attacks that is making a lot of them bitter, that when the flag bearer is eventually elected, the question is, the person who has said all the bitter things about you, how do you think that you can reconcile? See, most of the time, politicians under this impression that, oh, it is politics. But I see, we are human beings and we have feelings.
True.
We have emotions. So if you go and say things that the person feels that this thing is too personal, I'm not sure that the person is going to forget because of politics. The person will really not forgive you. And you may go to the person may smile with you, but in the person's heart, the person may not be praying that you should win. The person may not be willing to work for you to win. And then it will affect the chances of
the entire party.
And then the entire party's chances is at stake. So I think that with the January, and this is a new year, they did all this in the past year. Probably this is the time for them not to repeat those personal attacks until they vote on 31st. Because they should remember that every single vote counts. And that's why I gave them the figure they had in presidential elections in 2020 and what they have in 2024. So if you look at the fact that they dropped from 6.7 to 6.4 to 4.4, it means that if they are comparing their two votes, they have lost 2.3. They've lost 2.3 in the presidential election. That is a huge number. And instead of them concerning themselves about that and trying to find out how they can make sure that they bridge that gap, they are rather engaged in things that is making more people very bitter and angry. And I am afraid that if they don't change and they continue this year and they vote, they will have a flag bearer. But that will be NPP flag bearer. But the question, if you go to the elections, and maybe even 20% of your base decides that because of the acrimony within the primaries, they won't go to the polls. What will happen to their chances in 2028? And this is what 2020. That's what I think that all of them should be asking themselves, that if your candidate should win, and now 20% of your base decide that because of the way the primaries went, from the big loss in the election, now you have gone to an acrimonious campaign for primaries, and therefore they will not go to the polls. How then do you think that you have any chance of winning the next elections against the NDC? So I believe that what has gone on in last year, today is 2nd of January 2026. All of them, everybody that is contesting, I think all of them should issue a message. They should have a New Year message to their supporters and say, let's let 2025 go with that. Let 2026 state that they want to work, and whoever wins, they want to unite behind the person, because their main goal is to win an election. You study political science at any level, they tell you that the main goal of a political party is to capture political power. So your internal primary is part of the process, but your internal primary doesn't guarantee you power. What guarantees you power is the general election. So if you are conducting yourself in ways and manner that is likely to affect your base, their participation in the next election, they have a big problem at hand. And I think that they should be mindful of that from now to 31st before they think about contesting with the NDC in 2028.
Lily, as for MPP, MPP is probably the only political party since 1992 whose presidential primaries have been highly competitive. It's the only political party. NDC, the only time it was competitive was, I think, 2006, when Kwesi Boche, Diana, and co-contested. That was the only time NDC's. But MPP, it has always been competing, sometimes acrimonious. But you see, I pray that the committee, election committee of MPP, will go through the process, electoral process, in conjunction with the EC to ensure that this primary, the election will be free and fair. If it is free and fair and you lose, and you think that you create problem within the party supporters will come after you. Look, And you see, the MPP has been in power for only 1 year. But you talk to the party supporters, what they are going through. It's not easy to be in opposition. When you are hungry, you go out and vote. When you are hungry, you turn out and no matter what the top people there, the misbehavior at the top, no matter what they do, people will turn out and vote.
But were they not hungry when their party was in power? So why
were they not what?
Were they not hungry when their party was in power?
But that's why,
that's why they didn't go to the polls. But now they want to go because their party was in power.
Look, people don't. Why do you think President Kufuor said that it is better for you to be a messenger in a ruling party than a general secretary in a governing in opposition? Look, no matter how you are hungry in government, at least you pick a phone and call somebody and say that today I don't have. When you are in opposition, you are only opposition. Which big man are you going to call?
If you call them,
the one you are calling is trying to call
you. Exactly to call you.
Exactly.
Exactly. So when you are in government, no matter your grievances, say you are not chopping and all that, you may be chopping something, but you think that it's not enough.
Power sweet.
Power sweet. But when you are in opposition, you are not getting anything at all. So you become very hungry.
In a winner-take-all regime.
You become very angry and you turn out to vote. So what I'm praying for, as for this, look, it won't happen. In fact, the accusations and attacks will intensify in the lead up to, from now till the election. But what I'm saying is that the election should be free and fair. And if after the election you lose and you misbehave, the party should take decisive action against you. Whether you are expelled, I always say it, MPP, NDC, there's no one single person who is greater than all these two parties. If you misbehave, the party should show you the exit or you yourself should quit. And let the party move on. I just wanted to conclude by, as for MPP, we have a lot to talk about in the coming days because that's the only topical issue that will come. One of my men for 2025 was NDC General Secretary.
Okay.
Ali, he spoke on 31st December.
Yes. And on the third term.
Yes, and he, in fact, he spoke my mind, and I even said it on different platforms. I think the bootlicking. Look, in fact,
the politics is about bootlicking now.
Not just politics, even in media, people bootlick.
Yes, that's why probably some of us do not have money. Look. But if you are a politician or you are at least a human being, you should stand for something. You should have some level of integrity, some honesty. And I think that Fifi Kwete exemplified that on what he said about this third term bid nonsense. Look, it is very clear, and he has removed a lot of. I think the people who have that confusion in their minds. If he has not removed it from their minds, then they will die with it. It is very clear. I don't know why people keep on saying, and even within the party, you said, "Oh, third term bid." Where in the Constitution can a person go beyond 2 terms? Article 66(2) is very clear that a person cannot be president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. So is my senior brother not a person? The first term is not a term.
We have super majority. We are going to change the Constitution.
Oh, wow, Master.
Go for referendum.
That one is a different matter. If they say that they will change the Constitution for him to go, that's a different matter. That one for Ghanaians to decide.
The review commission is working.
Oh, but even the committee did not recommend that. It's an interest provision.
And so go for referendum.
Why will you go through this process? You know why Fifi did that? He knew, and I actually want people to attempt this third term thing, whether in court or through the process of amending the Constitution, transitional interest provision clauses, to allow him to stand third term. I will be very happy because this will be the beginning of the downfall of NDC. He said, even the founder of NDC, who ruled this country for 11 years military, he became president for 8 years. Even him left after 2 terms because the Constitution was brought under him. Why would somebody who the president himself has not said that, but the sycophants who are pushing this, the president may be interested, but he has not said it. So let's leave it where it is. That when you finish your 2 terms, you go and somebody else will go. No, there are people in this who have lined up to take over. You want to block their chance. and you think these NDC people will be happy,
sure
and you want to block them. My senior brother is not the only person in NDC. He has done, God has blessed him with 2 terms. We pray that he finishes the 2 terms and he go as ex-president like others have done, and let somebody else take over. Yeah. So the bootlickers, he has stopped you. Don't continue. Don't let us hear you on radio again. Cacophony of noises.
You are not a good politician. If the man does that, wouldn't it help MPP to win the next election?
But see, look, it can bring a lot of things that not just NDC. It can create total confusion. What is happening in Benin, in other countries? That you want to start a process that we may not see the end of it. Yeah. And some lunatic friend somewhere would rise up, changing this constitution for somebody to... when all presidents have gone through
the same constitution.
Well, Lily, briefly, I don't even know why this conversation has festered. The president in Singapore made it abundantly clear in black and white that he does not intend to seek for a 3rd term.
He cannot even, it's not his not even
that's the point. So he had put a stop to those baseless arguments and then a comment. He himself said that he doesn't intend.
No, he should have just said, I cannot go for a 3rd term.
See, that's it. You see, then that will mean that you are faulting the grammar he used. You just related to the fact that there's a path.
Yeah.
Yes.
But God says, it's in the Bible.
No, if he tests, they can go through the amendment process.
That's the point I'm making. So that one is there. Okay. But that's why he said he doesn't intend. Because indeed, it's an entrenched clause. He can go to the public, to the voters, and ask them, do you want me to seek a 3rd term?
Okay.
But you see, that is a journey to nowhere. So I don't know why we've entertained this conversation for a while. For my life, I think it is a political strategy. Here's the thing. So after the president said what he said, there were many who said that, the president should have held on. You see, will have stopped the NDC people with the interest and ambition, right, from pushing their heads ahead of time, right? But once he had said that, then the coast was clear for them to start doing what they did eventually, right? And so, yes, they felt he should have held on. He had said it. And then A+ started this crusade of seeking to get an amendment or go to court to seek for an interpretation. See, almost all the justices who were just added to the Supreme Court, when they came for verdict, they were asked the same question. They said black and white. The fact that the president served and exited after his 1st term and then came back to serve a 2nd term,
2 terms,
does nothing to the provision in the Constitution, whether the provision was consecutive
or non-consecutive.
It's
2 terms.
2 terms, right? So those of you who were fidgeting with the legal interpretation, the justices who were being vetted pull the brakes on those arguments.
They interpret
again.
I heard that.
When the president said, of course, Justice Jamil, of course, a fine brain, of course.
I heard that
a good friend. Good morning. And
I reported from his
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
He's a very good friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I reported from his court several times.
And he didn't cite you for contempt.
He won. Actually won. He won a lot. He won a lot.
Yes. So the point is this. When the president mentions that he's seeking a legacy term, isn't that people have problem with English? What do you understand by a legacy term? Legacy term is a very final term.
The problem is not the president.
No, I'm coming. It's the people. That's what I'm saying.
Talk to the people.
Right? So it's a curtain drawer. The last thing the president will want to do is to paint that legacy term.
Okay.
We sit here and we take Alassane Ouattara to the clinic. So we'll continue to do that.
Yes.
Because Laurent Gbagbo was removed for less offense as he's perpetrating.
Yeah.
But he came, changed the constitution, and he's the only wise man in Ivory Coast. That's not something that President Mahama wants as a legacy.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, yes, Fifi might have said what he said, but those crusades were going nowhere. Dead ab initio.
Let him go on them.
For the MPP's presidential primaries, we all know who will win. It's just about by what margin, right?
Exactly.
Depending on which prophet you have listened to. Depending on which prophet you have listened to.
Who is with the Dutum's camp is watching us. Good morning. We all know who will win, but it's just by what margin. For the prophecies, Bernard that anyway. So after 31st, we'll be here.
After 31st, we'll be here.
This man doesn't believe in the prophecies.
We'll do a lot of political talk
actually.
as we head to the NPP presidential primaries on January 31. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Elvis Dako is managing editor for the...
Happy New Year to you, Lily.
May this year be good to all.
May this year be good. May we
Elvis
have...
Dako is managing editor for News Center.
Some money to spend.
Yes, as for the money is right. Thank you.
May we have some money to spend. The latest
May
we have some money to spend.
This car is broken down. May he get a new one.
Yes,
Amen.
For the custodian news to
She'll get a Maybach later.
character person, political desk here at the EIB Network. And my name is Lily Mohammed, your beautiful host. I am back shortly.
Am I going to go to school this year? Am I starting marriage this year? So every year must have a vision, must have a picture. The vision will help you know how to channel your energy. Because a lot of times people don't know where to put their energy and their resources. Once you declare the vision, it helps you know how to channel your energy. And then also it also helps you to know the kind of associations that will help you channel the vision.
How do I put my vision into practicality?
Okay. So now you have had the vision. I believe, first of all, vision is spiritual. Number one, we need the grace of God to help us execute the vision. But again, now you have declared the vision, you now break the vision down into steps. The Bible said, write the vision and make it plain. So I have a vision to build a house. Now the next thing I begin to do is to look for the logistics that will help me enforce the vision. So you have declared the vision for the coming year, then you break it down into goals, you break it down into target to be able to capture the basics of the vision.
What are mountains of influence, and how do these mountains of influence tie into achieving the very vision that you set at the beginning of every year?
Yeah, and when we say mountains of influence, we are talking about the pillars in society. We are talking about the power system that controls the nation. We are saying that once you set to engage a mountain of influence, it helps your preparation. That's a bigger picture. That's a bigger space.
Okay.
And so a mountain like entertainment, like you are in, once I decide that I want to invade the mountain of entertainment, automatically it drives my preparation. A bigger vision helps a bigger responsibility. So automatically it drives my preparation to step up my game.
What do I specifically need to do? Do I then need to change the people I surround myself with? Do I need to change where I live? What do I need to do?
There's a connection between how much a man succeeds and his association. The Bible says that when Lot left Abraham, he saw. There are some people that are not vision conducive. Not everybody understands what you carry. Not everybody believes in what you do. So it's important to, once you have declared the vision and you have broken it down, you find out the people that believe in your vision. Now you need to understand that not every environment is conducive to manifest your vision. And it's like the principle of the soil. Some seeds grow on a loamy soil, some grow on a sandy soil. So some people have vision, but they have the bad environment, which leads to the abortion of the vision. So when you have a vision and you don't have the right environment, you can abort the vision. So it's important where a man finds themselves, because when you find yourself, even helps you at least about 50% to achieve the vision. So atmosphere is important if you achieve your vision.
Is it entirely about changing the environment, just and moving away from the environment, or changing certain things in the environment?
It depends on the situation that is at hand. Sometimes you just have to change the environment, or sometimes you grow above the environment. Because sometimes you may not have the privilege to change the environment entirely, but you can also decide to set standards that helps you superimpose that particular environment.
And if you realize that there are certain standards that will hinder your vision, is it mandatory that you change the environment?
Very important, because your vision is what you live for. If you still push and you realize that the standards in the environment is not helping you, I think you have to leave so that you can fulfill your vision.
How important is mentorship?
Mentorship is like a ladder, a ladder. It helps you climb. It helps you climb faster in life. You know, some people know what to do, but they don't know when to do and how to do it. Mentors are like ladders. They give you the first right-hand information to help you execute the vision. Mentors have played the game before. They are experienced in the field, and so mentors help you cut your learning curve. They reduce the number of mistakes that you make. They help you even with strategy. Some mentors can even go to the extent of helping you with resources.
Okay.
When you have been able to understand the law of HANA and work with them well, some mentors can help you with resources. Some of them will give you brand integrity. They will connect their brand and their personality to you, which scales you up. Okay. So mentors are extremely important.
How do people identify mentors? And must these mentors be in the particular field you are?
Okay. There are two sides to this. Sometimes I believe when you want to be a doctor, you need a doctor a doctor in that field to also help you. So there are two sides to it. And the first side is you have to get people that are in that particular field. And the second one is you have to get people that are ahead of you in that particular field, because they'll give you commensurate information and experience. And those who are ahead of you, because they have gathered some experiences in life that will also help you. So mentors are supposed to be looked in two angles. You're looking at those who are in the field that you are in, and those who have also gained some wisdom and experience in life.
In terms of capacity building and starting your year right, how do you go about it?
In capacity, no matter how much you have written the vision down, without capacity, you can't fulfill the vision. Capacity is also spiritual. When you are starting the year, I believe strongly that it's important to start the year with a fasting and prayer, because then the vision is the picture of the future. So capacity is like the fuel in the car. The vision is like the car. Capacity is the fuel in the car. So you build the capacity, number one, by prayer and fasting. You got to pray. And number two, you need to also develop a skill set, a mindset, exposure. There are a lot of things that you have to do. But first of all, I believe that we have to build spiritual capacity, because important about vision achievement is spiritual capacity. Vision is spiritual. So I believe you start the year with intensive prayer as God downloads capacity inside of you.
What habits must one adopt at the beginning of every year?
I believe strongly that time management. You see, as the year has started, you need to be very mindful about how you manage your time. Because last year, we wasted a lot of time. You need to manage your time. You need to know priorities, what is important, what is less important. It's not everything that we must put our time in. So you set priorities. Where must my time go to? Because many of the times people have vision, but they have a problem with managing their time on what particular thing to do. So I believe that the habit we must have, and as we have entered this year, is proper time management. The Bible says, go to the ant, you sluggard, and learn of his ways. It says they prepare their meat in summer. It means they maximize opportunity. And so you need to know what takes majority of your time, because time is currency. Time is money. So you need to know where you are investing your time in. If it's not profitable, I think you have to disconnect. So time management is a key habit if you're going to execute our vision.
Beyond time management, what other areas should we focus on for growth?
For growth, I believe money fuels your vision. I believe finance plays a major role in whatever anybody wants to become. And so I believe strongly that you need to look at your financial capacity. Because sometimes the vision is there, but we don't have provision. Vision without provision will lead to the revision of the vision. Sometimes you have vision, but you don't have provision. So the next thing you are looking at is to build the financial capacity that will help you harness your vision.
Are you a firm believer of New Year resolutions?
Absolutely.
Why?
I believe that God gives everybody another opportunity to correct their past. And the Bible says that, behold, I will do a new thing. And so when the Bible says I will do a new thing, means I'll give you another opportunity to correct the past. So New Year resolution is, number one, God gives us the opportunity to rewrite our story. And also it sets us to the next dimension. Sometimes it's not just a resolution. Sometimes it's another vision. It's another purpose. Sometimes God has inspired something again in you. So it is not just a resolution, but it's a step ahead of purpose and assignment.
If you had one thing to tell viewers this morning, what would it be? Especially, you know, at the beginning of every year, people have a lot of energy, they have a lot of zeal. Then somewhere along the line, they lose momentum, they lose steam. How do they stay consistent?
Yeah. The greatest distraction, I think, that doesn't allow people to fulfill their vision is lack of focus. What you focus on grows. The Bible said, let your eye be single, then your whole body shall be full of light. And so I believe that in this year, just look at one thing. Because sometimes we start with clarity, but we allow distractions on the way. What do I want to do in the year? I want to build a house. So focus on building the house. A man without focus will be a locust. So the word focus means follow one course onto success. That's what focus means. Follow one course onto success. So I believe that you got to stay on one assignment You got to stay on one assignment. And the thing is, when you do one thing, you are able to explore the benefit in that thing. Sometimes we don't finish one thing and we move to the other. And when you do that, you begin to exploit your energy into many things. So I believe the key word for this year, if you are listening to me, is to focus on one thing and finish it. When you are done, then you have the wisdom, you have the courage. Because the reason why people are not able to attempt again is because they failed in one thing. And failure breaks your confidence.
That's true.
So you don't want to be doing this, it doesn't work, this, it doesn't work, this, it doesn't work. It stops you from attempting again. But when you succeed in that one thing, it gives you the courage and the experience, the maturity to attempt the other thing. So I believe that we have to focus this year on one major thing.
And this is why you need to be attending the Balance Church.
The Balance Church.
Which days do you do your services?
We have service on Wednesdays and Fridays and Sundays. It's a youth church. It's a youth church. Okay. Our church is full of young people. We are young and then we are ready. Okay. We believe that the next...
ready with a focus to take over.
Yeah.
So that's Apostle Michael Dadzi. He's the head pastor and founder of the Balance Church. They are located at Medina. That should do for the show. If you're celebrating your birthday, happy birthday to you. Special happy birthday going out to Mr. Sani Bunaz. He's the Upper West Regional Chairman for the NDC. Happy birthday to anybody celebrating their birthday today. If you're marking any significant milestone, I say congratulations to you. Up next, we bring you the GH Today Top 5 Music Countdown. But I am done.